Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about null keyword and nullable variables. So let's talk about null keyword first. Whenever you declare a variable as a null, it means that this variable has no value or zero value. In another word, null is an initial value that has no value. So you're wondering when we use null keyword. Well, there are a lot of times that your application works with internet servers and you want to receive the information of your user or the guy that works with your application from the internet. So you tell your computer that I want to declare variables like name or address or age or stuff like that, but I don't know the initial values, so I'll wait for my application to connect to internet and receive the data from the internet. That's when you use null keyword. You declare your variables like name or age or address and set the initial values for null. So let's dive to the code and see what the null means. For example, I'm going to declare string here, my string, and the value of it is going to be an empty string. So let's run the print line command and pass my string to print line. Let's run our application. As you can see, the result is an empty string, not a null value. But imagine if you just give your string the null value. Let's run and see what's going to get printed. As you can see, it's a null value. So if you check the type of my string, it says it's nothing. So the computer didn't realize that what data type this variable is going to have. But we don't want this. We want to know that what is going to be our data type, then pass the null value to it. So that's when the nullable variables come in. To introduce a nullable value, you have to specify the type of it, which is going to be a string, and then pass the null to it. But we have a problem here. It says null cannot be value of non-null type string, which means our type is non-null. We have to specify the string type as a nullable value. So we just write a question mark after it. So if you hold your mouse on it, it says it's a nullable string. If we remove the value of it, as you can see, whenever we decide to use my string value, it says that the variable must be initialized. So you have to make it clear that what the value of my string is going to be. So the initial value has to be null. So we set it to null. And in that case, the computer knows that this is a nullable string. So whenever you want to use this variable, my string, you have to decide if it's null, do stuff, and if it's not null, do other stuff. So let's see what does that mean. We're going to use an if statement and check if my string is not null, then print the value of it, and else, or if when it's null, print line below the value was null. So let's run our application. So as you can see, the value was null. So we're trying to change the value of it, but since the val is muted and you cannot change the value of it, you have to change it to var and reassign the value. So my string is going to be hello world. So let's run the application. As you can see, the value is not null now, so it passed the first condition and returned the string to print line. So the thing that I'm trying to explain here There are some times that your application has to wait for a value. For example, waiting for user to write something or receiving some data from the internet, then decide what happens next. So for example, if you want to check if user age is plus 18 to enter the website, that some of you might have seen a lot of that, then you use the null keyword a lot. So let me give you a real and fun example here. So let's try to receive data from user in console. I'm going to remove this and declare a string. A string is equal to readLine. So readLine is a function in console that reads data from the user. And if you want to see what type does it receive, you have to hold your mouse here and see it's a nullable string, which means a user can pass null or write some data. So let's see how to use it. For example, if we read line from a user, then we want to print it. And read line works until you press enter. So let's write print line my string. Let's run the application. As you can see, nothing happened here because it's waiting for us to write down something. Let's say hello world, and you can see the value of it is printed here. So let's see if we don't write anything and just press the enter. Well, that's printed an empty string, but it could have null value. So it's run our application to crash. So let's have a little more fun with the readline statement. So for example, whenever our application runs, I want to print something for user. For example, please enter your name. So let's run, please enter your name. Dot, dot, dot. And create a val as a name, and the value is going to be readline. And after that, I'm going to say that also please enter your age. Dot, dot, dot. And take the age as a value. And after that, say something to my customer, which is very happy now. I'm going to say hello $sign to escape the value, if you remember that. And or with age, the age value to my awesome application. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, he's waiting for me to write my name. Okay, I'm going to write Masood and my age is going to be 30. And it says, hello Masood with age 30 to my awesome application. For your homework, we are going to simulate some password recovery using questions. So we're going to create two vowels. One of them is question and one of them is answer. So user sees the question, writes the answer, and we check if the answer is equal to answer that we have in our application. We let the user get his new password. Pause the video and write your code. Okay, your time is up now. I'm going to give you the answer. So my question is, what's your favorite color? And my answer is green. So the user walks in here. We tell him that please answer this question to receive your new password. And we also tell him the question itself. My question. And we read the value of the answer that user types in. So the result, for example, is equal to read line, and we check if result is equal to my answer, then we tell the user here is your answer, and if not, your answer was wrong. So let's run. Okay, please answer the question to receive your new password. What's your favorite color? Let's say red. Your answer was wrong. But this time, let's say green. It also says it's wrong because the first letter that I've typed is small or lowercase, but the answer's first letter is uppercase. So we have to use a function called lowercase and also to my answer lowercase that transfer the whole string to lowercase. But you can see there's an error here because it says the value of result might be null. So it offers you to surrender that with a null check. If you press that, it's going to use an if statement and check if result is not null, then uses the value of it. So let's run our application again. And write green with lowercase. As you can see, it worked, and here is your answer. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.